Let me get comfortable, okay? Whew. I just made myself some hot tea. Okay. Hey girl, what's going on? Okay, so I wanted to come on here and I wanted to we're gonna talk, do a little girl talk. But I think this girl talk is going to be really, really helpful and beneficial. Today, I'm day 2 of my menstrual cycle. But can I just tell you about the goodness of the Lord while we're here on FaceTime, girl? Because let me just tell you something. Day 2 on my cycle, in front of the camera, talking to you guys like a normal person is really unheard of for me. So just to give you guys some context, and then I'm going to tell you about some of the changes I've made so that you can possibly maybe think about some changes that you can implement, and I'm going to tell you the results. So context first. I have fibroids for many, many years. I'm 35. I probably got diagnosed with fibroids when I was like 22, no, not that young, 25. I'll say like 25. So like 10 years ago. Via ultrasound. They did an ultrasound. They still do ultrasounds with fibroids. And the fibroids didn't really affect me, right? I didn't have, around a 25 age, I didn't have super heavy periods. You could barely tell that my period was on. Like, I was flourishing. I was thriving. I was the best 25-year-old, happiest 25-year-old. And I had no issues, right? When I started creeping into like 32, 33, that's when a lot of these symptoms we all know of when it comes to fibroids, like heavy periods, long menstrual cycles, a lot of blood clots and things like that, that's when those became more present. So me, I don't know if it's the Jamaican in me, child, but I just feel like I'm one of those people, like, if it ain't super broke and it ain't super taken away from my life, then we not gonna worry about fixing it. And, I would just make sure I'm extra careful. I wasn't doing any research at this time about fibroids. I just knew about fibroids. A lot of women in my family had them. A lot of friends, a lot of family of friends had them. So it was just very normal to be a Black girl in Miami, overweight, and having fibroids. Very common. So I just let it go, let it do what it does. Fibroids started to kick my butt around the age of 33. 33, 34. So I moved to Minnesota January of 2024. I would say about 4 months. So like 4 months into 4 months prior to that. So the last 4 months of 2023, the fibroid pains were horrible. And I'm going to have to chuck it up to, I don't want to get into too many details. I may do that at a later date. I was pretty much a guinea pig for a medical provider because I had become so desperate. At the time, I think I was just working as a full-time content creator. I didn't have like any insurance, and I was just desperate to get help. And the help that I thought I was getting, being this guinea pig for this medical provider for these pills for women who have fibroids, to see if they can get rid of fibroids, all those things, it actually worsened my symptoms. At that point, after taking the drugs for like 2 weeks, it only took like 2 weeks. That first menstrual cycle, after taking those, the new medication that they were trying to get approved, girl, the blood clots, I had baby blood clots in comparison to what happened after I took that medicine. It was like my whole insides was trying to fall out. It was fucking horrendous. Can I say that F word on YouTube? It was horrendous, y'all. I was literally in the shower one day and oh, it's too much. You can get the picture in your head. I was crying and screaming, called the people. I'm like, what is this? This is happening. Because they always say if something happens that's unusual, call them, note it, everything. Girl, I was calling them. The people wasn't picking up the phone. The people was like, oh, we'll call you back. They never called me back. Girl, it was just a bunch of stuff happening. And I just immediately stopped taking the pills. Immediately stopped taking them. I was on the medication for 2 weeks. It was supposed to be like a 6 months to a year trial. Baby, I don't play by myself. I saw that it was doing reverse. I didn't even have time. I don't care. I didn't want to hear nothing about, oh, it takes a little time to kick it. Nope. But that's it. Because honestly, and it's just probably the Jamaican roots in me, Jamaican people really don't believe in taking a whole bunch of medicine like that. Like, we are just not those folks. It has to be something that is extreme. Like, our doctor is like, you need to take this unless you want to unalive yourself kind of thing. It has to be extremely serious, okay? I wasn't with it in the first place. And then when I saw that happen, I was like, oh, hell no. But that's another story for another day about that whole trial situation. Then I got off the medication, started weaning myself off of it, but the blood clots were still coming in hot. So I'm like, okay. Mind you, in like a year's time, I had probably put on 60 to 70 pounds. So I'm uncomfortable because I've gained so much weight in 2023, 2022, that now I'm having these super heavy periods, super heavy blood clots. I'm just really starting to feel the wrath of the fibroids. So I went ahead and I moved here January 2024, and the symptoms got worse. My periods duration wise was lasting for 2 weeks. There was one time my period lasted for 1 month, for 4 weeks straight. Heavy periods, bleeding. I wasn't even able to talk. I wasn't able to walk. You can ask my concierge, one of my concierge guys. I had to have him bring like my groceries, my bags, my deliveries, everything upstairs because I could not do anything when I had that period. And most people say, oh, because of the climate change, because it was really cold here, because I am anemic. It was really cold here. It's probably why I felt so dizzy, so couldn't walk, couldn't eat. I wasn't even eating, y'all. So I started doing a little bit of research because I'm like, I cannot keep living my life like this. So months had went by. I went to my doctor. She sent me to the Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic had me to do an MRI. I'm like, an MRI for fibroid? That was my first time ever hearing that. But they were like, we get a way better picture than a ultrasound during an MRI. So I'm like, okay. Did the MRI. Sure enough, the pictures were a lot clearer because I did a comparison. I have the notes. I did a comparison. And she told me, this was the recommendation from the surgeon at the Mayo Clinic, that I would need to do an open hyerectomy because of where the fibroids were centered in place and how many they were, or I would need to just have a straight up hysterectomy. Now, I already know the drill. Most people don't have a whole fit in the comment section. Please, God, please. Everybody knows that they are always recommending a hysterectomy for Black women. It's just a given, right? However, I was just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So she was like, okay, well, call me back when you know what you want to do. And I was like, sure will. Never called her back. Something in my mind was just telling me, even when it comes to like my obesity and being overweight and me not being healthy as I could have been. And guys, I used to be a middle school, high school athlete, okay? I ran track for a year. I was a cheerleader my entire life. And I also taught spin classes. So I am not new when it comes to fitness. However, nutrition was always an issue. So I'm like, you know what? I feel like muscle memory. Listen, I did it before. I could do it again. I could get myself in shape. I can't get myself in the high school shape I want, but I get myself into shape. And I'm like, you know what? While I'm sitting here researching what I can do to help heal my body, I need to find out how I can heal these fibroids as well. So I'm doing my research, and I found a doctor named Dr. Berg. I'm going to try to link some of his information down below. Dr. Berg. Man, it about brings tears to my eyes how much this man is dedicated to his work. He's here on YouTube as well. He talked about how, because everybody knows there is no real cure for fibroids. There's no real rhyme or reason that's written in black and white why we get fibroids, this, and the third. But he said one conclusion he could come up with during his research was that in comparison to our female counterparts, we are very low in vitamin D. I've heard. And so he's like, your doctor is going to suggest you, as a black woman, because you're low on vitamin D, that you need anywhere between 200 and 500 IUs. That's the dosage they usually tell you. He was like, however, I'm going to tell you to take a step further. You're going to get D3 with K2. K2, I've never heard of that before. And it's going to be a couple thousand IUs. And he said to offset any toxicity that a doctor will tell you that you'll get, you're gonna pair it with magnesium glycinate. So I'm like, damn, okay, these are just vitamins. I take vitamins every day. I need vitamin D, and I'm pretty sure because I got fibroids, I need more vitamin D, because he was talking about how the vitamin D will literally start to choke out the blood supply to fibroids, which causes them to grow. But because if it chokes out the blood flow, it will start to decrease, and they will be basically not burst, but they will almost disappear. So the vitamin D will choke them out. So I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna get no surgery. I know I ain't getting no surgery, even though I don't want to have children. Me going through a hysterectomy, that was just something that was not in the bingo cards for me. I do not feel like going through that hormonal change of them taking my uterus out. I was like, I can't deal with that right now. So I'm like, let me try Jamaican. Let me try the natural way. I got these D3, K2 vitamins off of Amazon that he recommends, and I'll put them down below. And I'm also going to add the videos that you should watch of his. I'm going to add those down below too, just so you can know what I'm talking about. It could be backed by a doctor and his science, and you're not just taking my word for it. Y'all, let me show you the vitamins. These are the vitamins. D3 plus K2. You don't have to get the one with coconut oil. I just got it. Each of these soft gels are 10,000 IUs. Let me just tell y'all something. I started taking these about 3-4 months ago. The fact that I'm sitting here with y'all on day 2 of my menstrual cycle is a miracle in itself. I should be in that bed, cramped over, slumped over, throwing up. In agony. In agony. And I'm here talking to y'all like normal. I ain't even yelling at y'all. This right here, this single-handedly saved my life. I pair it with magnesium glycinate at night. Y'all, when I tell you burst of energy and goes 14 days, my period has gone from 14 days to about 5-7 days now. Cramps, menstrual cramps, who is she? Blood clots, y'all. A couple periods ago, literally 2-3 periods ago, I had a really heavy flow. My sister said, I bet your body is cleansing itself. And I was like, I hope, from your mouth to God's ears. Because I'm I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. It was taking its time. It was getting in my system. Let me tell you how I know something. I haven't had an MRI yet to prove it, because I want to wait a whole year. I spoke to my doctor back in September. I'm going to wait till September of 2025 to go and do another MRI just to see. Y'all, I'm going to tell you right now. I can feel my body healing. When you've walked around with fibroids and you've walked around with hormonal issues, you know, you could tell the differences in your body and what your body is doing. Because you just know. Because you've been with that body every single day of every waking moment of excruciating, agonizing pain. You know when your body is changing. I'm not in pain. I'm not bedbound. I'm not crawling to the bathroom. I'm not fainting in the shower. The blood clots are not there. It's just a regular heavy to medium to heavy flow. I'm not mood swinging. I'm not grouchy. I'm not irritable. Y'all, I literally feel like a normal human, and I have not felt like that in so long. I can cry. I can literally cry, but I'm not going to cry because I'm always crying on YouTube. I can literally cry, okay? My stomach bloat is very minimal during my periods. My stomach used to stick out so bad with these fibroids. Girl, my stomach is starting to get flats again. Yeah, my muscles getting back flat. So this is the number one thing I believe contributed to how I'm feeling. I'm going to leave a link down below. I got this from Amazon. I'm going to leave a link down below. Second thing, my diet. Y'all know I've been on my weight loss journey since about December, but I've been recomping my body since end of February, beginning of March. So I say about 2 to 2.5 months, I've been on a recomp plan, where it's high protein, super high protein. And I mean high protein. When I first started, I was 250 grams of protein a day. That's a lot. Then I dropped down to like 230, and then I dropped down finally to like 220. And 220 and 225 is my good sweet spot. But because I'm on a high protein diet, it's almost as if I'm on a insulin resistance type meal plan. And my body is responding very, very good to the high protein. The third thing that I've been doing, and this is my baby girl right here. The vitamin D, she's queen, but this is my baby girl, lifting heavy. So everyone is talking about lifting and like going heavy in the gym, but let me just tell you something. Your girl has been very serious and very intentional about my fitness. And lifting heavy has single-handedly, I think, contributed to the hormonal changes that I'm seeing. And so I'm so happy. I take a lot of other different vitamins as well, but I'll be lying if I say that they all contribute to my cycle, my fibroids and my cycle. This is it. This is it. My high protein diet and my high protein diet, and then me lifting super, super heavy. Another thing that I'm going to have to say is really helping me is getting enough rest. And I am one of those girls who go to bed a little late. So I go to bed about midnight. Some days I'll go a little early, which is, for me, early is like 10:30. That's a good sweet spot. But I will go to bed like midnight. Y'all, I don't give a damn what I got to do. I wake up at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, I know all the TikTok girlies and all the Instagram girlies got y'all waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But that's just not my reality. And honey, I'm 35 years old. I'm old enough and I'm wise enough to know that TikTok trends and Instagram trends and my life are totally different things. What works for me is waking up at 8, 9 o'clock. And I feel good and I feel well rested waking up at that time of morning. There's no need to wake up any earlier than that because I go to the gym dead smack in the middle of the day. And I love that. That's when I got the most energy, the most burst of energy is in the afternoon. So yeah, so I'm okay waking up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. That has helped me tremendously. And also just staying away from as much stress as I possibly can. There are a lot of things that used to trigger me in my life that I no longer have to deal with. A lot of people, a lot of things that I had to like do away with. And I did just that. And so as a result, I feel like I've been doing a lot better. I feel like I've been doing a hell of a lot better job. And yeah, I've been doing good. So I don't know what made me just do this little impromptu FaceTime girl chat, but I'm here to tell you that if you think that you cannot heal your body from your fibroid symptoms, then you need to think again. I'm going to make sure I put all the links down below for you. And yeah, your girl is feeling great. I can't believe this is day 2. I can't believe I'm up and I'm talking and I'm just acting normal. Even though I'm on the couch, I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling a little something, but nothing in comparison to what I used to feel. And I just really love that for me. And I hope you guys took away something from this video on some things you can do. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Please don't be rude in the comments because, baby, one thing about it, I'm in the mood to snap back now. So don't be rude in the comments. Don't say nothing crazy in the comments. Just please, just keep it cute. Just keep it cute today. All right. Bye, guys.